We're here at 2282 North Ash, going in an outside clean out that's about 40-50 feet north of the southeast corner of the building. This used to be an Albertsons, and we're on the east side of the building. We can see over here there's some old grease trap line there. Line theoretically goes out into ash. I think that's ash. That's maple. We're looking at maple east of the building. There's a manhole out there. I don't know if we can see it right by that pole, right just past that street sign. That's about probably 60-70 feet linear feet, but I don't think it goes straight to it. We can see on the ground here there's been some backup out of this, looks like. You can see how it's got a little, you can see the white debris in there. That's probably from a backup. So we're going to go down this pipe right here. It looks like a 4-inch cast iron, might be 5-inch, because that's a 4-inch clean out right there, full size. Drop it down. Oh, and our other question is, this is a deep line. We're going to go ahead and measure how deep it is too while we're doing this. So we're going to zero it here and then at the bottom. So down we go. Cast iron. We're looking at 7-8 feet deep right here. We do have water flowing. So there we go. We're going to set the foot counter again at 0. Now we're at 0. That's not exact. That should give us a pretty good idea. We got some pretty good water flow here. There's a corner 4 or 5 feet in heading to the north. Should head us a little bit north. So we're now heading, instead of due east, we're heading northeast. Kind of like we're heading towards that manhole out there in the street. There's a line that ties in. I think that's from the grease trap. There shouldn't be any water coming in that pipe. I don't know what would be going to that grease trap. Definitely see we've got normal water, but we do have traffic out here really close, so it's a little odd that this is all cast iron here, but I'm not seeing anything wrong yet. Alright, a little flat right there. So 42 feet, we're going flat. And flat is not ideal, but it doesn't look like it's something that needs to be fixed at this point. The reason why is because in order to get it gone, you have to get more grade out of it. Okay, here we have an issue. So we got a broken pipe. 48 feet. Right hand side, we can see toilet paper hung up in that opening. There's a void right there. Looks like they chopped off the pipe and tried to reattach something there, and it looks like the reattachment didn't go quite as well. So that's looks like the cast iron is inserted inside the tile pipe. So I don't know, if someone were to dig down, they may not find that crack right there on the left side of the screen. I think I said left side of the screen there. That may just be cast iron at the end of the froze. My screen froze. So this is where they transitioned from cast iron to tile. They didn't do a great job of getting that inside the tile, it looks like. I don't know if that's something needs fixed or not. We can see toilet paper hung up on it, which suggests that it backed up from something. I don't know if those are rocks in the water right there, but it looks like we may be dropping down just a little bit here as we go past the cast iron. I can't tell right there. It looks like it dropped into it, but a big pile of solids right there we're pushing. So I want to see now if we're going to pull this back and see how flat the line looks as we pull back into the cast iron now. Yeah, it's just a little bit flat right there. I don't see any, not super bellied. Usually we don't worry about it unless it goes over the camera lens. And we had pretty steady water flow there. And we can see it's just right on the bottom. So any solids coming into this, it should push out. So that's our biggest concern, is when solids come into a flat spot like that, will they continue to be pushed out? Again, this transition here leaves a little bit to be desired. I don't know if water is escaping right there or not. Again, it doesn't look real pretty, but I don't know if that's a significant problem. It does not appear that it should be at this point in time. I do drop down into the water right there. That kind of bugs me. This may be a 4-inch pipe going into a 6-inch. That may be why I'm dropping down. It's making my camera face down, because right there as I pull back, it pulls it up, which is same thing. So again, solids from normal usage. We're going to keep going. See if there's anything else to see. I don't know why I can't see anything. That's got to be a 6-inch pipe right there, or bigger. Something. That's a big old pipe. It's flat, which is normal on this 6-inch, this size tile pipe. We'd rather it didn't have any water in the bottom of it, but is that going into a manhole right here? That's our manhole. So there's our manhole. So I'm not entirely certain if this is the city's responsibility here, if this is a private sewer line at this point. That manhole is out in the middle of the street, so it's 7 feet away from us. And as we can see, it is a little bit flat. It's definitely not ideal, but if that's the city's line, then it's still flat out there. And this is the only thing on this line, so I'm going to run it down a little bit further just to see what we see. That's a little more like what we'd like to see, nothing on the bottom. I'm expecting this to be the city line, because you can see a side service right there. Looks like it backed up and got plugged at some point. It may be from 100 years ago when there was a house right there instead of a commercial lot, so that may be an inactive sewer line. But my suspicion is this is now technically the city's responsibility out here. But it is definitely flat the entire way. And anything going down this pipe but water is going to tend to contribute to a blockage. As we can see, I'm staying up out of the water by just a small margin. So if this is a 6-inch pipe, we've got an inch of water in the bottom of it. And again, that's not ideal. I've got something on the front of my lens there. As I pull back, we can see that the camera's going to be tilted up just a smidge while I do that, but we can kind of get a feel at the joint, around 132 feet, to get a feel at the joint about what percentage we're looking at. If I can get there again. Yeah, this is getting a little there. Even pulling back, it's holding a relatively high amount of water, higher than we'd like. So it's hard to say. We got enough stuff going on here that could be contributing factors that it's not good. I'm going to go ahead and keep pushing and see if we see anything different. There we got something. So there we got a sign of a start of a blockage. What we see past this is what we ought to be seeing. That's what the pipe ought to look like the whole way. It should just be Nothing in the bottom, solids rolling down, just keep pushing out. There's another side service coming in. We got 2 side services maybe. Oh, yeah, so we got one coming from above, one coming from the other side there. It doesn't look like anything's backed up. We can see the water flowing through there now that I've pushed out 150 feet. And that's more the water level we would expect to see, but we'll pull back here and see. That looks like some kind of paper towel-like material. It's hard to say exactly what that is. It definitely doesn't look like toilet paper. It looks like a paper towel. Light gauge toilet or paper towel wadded up, or maybe a seat gasket. I'm not sure. Something a little tougher than just plain old toilet paper. So that kind of stuff is going to cause this situation we're seeing here, where it just doesn't flow down as well as we'd like it to. I'm going to go ahead and pull back now. There we get a visual. Again, this is 6-inch pipe. We've got 1 inch of water in the bottom. That is less than ideal, but I don't know what an answer to how to fix it would be, because you're talking regrading the whole system. They might have to put a bigger pipe in or something like that, because they can run flatter grade with new plastic and be okay with it. You can see the water trying to go by on the left side, kind of leave the stuff on the right side, a little bit on the right side flowing. There we got less water on the bottom as a visual right there. So I'm going to go ahead and mark where that corner is. That's the only spot I see any lingering issue with. 50 feet where the manhole is, or I think it's 45. That's kind of what we ought to see, unless there's water flowing through it. We shouldn't see standing water. And here we have standing water with some solids in the bottom. Again, there's our manhole. You can see the opening at the top. So there's another line coming in right there on top. I don't know if that's an old residence that used to be here that's not here anymore. So I don't know where exactly the city's responsibility starts and stops at. As we pull back right here, we shouldn't see any more water, but we got plenty of usage going on here. So the big concern I had was locating this spot right here, because it may need some attention. So we're going to locate this spot right here. And I think we're going to conclude our video with that for now.